Okay, let's try this recording again.
I'm gonna look back on this time in my life.
What thoughts and perceptions I'll have when looking back is unknown to me at the moment, but I do know that I'm gonna be looking back at this time in my life. It's what I do. I think back to the times when I was 13, weathering a storm that killed thousands of people. I think about how I didn't even really understand just how crazy of a situation I was in at such a young age. I watched mountains of bodies pile up on the curb because the survivors didn't know where to put the dead. I witnessed the exodus of an entire city after it lost almost everything it had built. I witnessed families leaving their homes in search of a place that wasn't decimated by dark floods and harsh storms. And I was getting ready to go to school while all this happened. At that time, in the moment, I couldn't have possibly foreseen where I'd be 8 years later, ruminating on my life experiences on the New York subway as I make my way to work. I'm actually kind of late. And if you told me that at 13 I'd be looking back, I would have believed you given how crazy the situation was, but I wouldn't have been able to tell you that it'd be New York. I also bet the 13-year-old would have a lot of questions for me today. What questions he'd ask, I'm not sure. I can make educated guesses as to what they might be, but even those would have been affected by the experiences I've had between now and then. My first kiss, my first time getting drunk, my first time getting high, my first girlfriend, my first breakup. All those experiences I would have never had I not survived that storm. All those experiences that 13-year-old would never get to know had things just gone a little bit differently that day. So, with that in mind, I know I'm going to be looking back on this moment in my life. On the subway, half late on my way to work at a job I know isn't my end goal. In some ways my journey is just getting started, and in other ways it hasn't even begun. But we'll see in another 8 years.